Joe makes a one-time deposit of $5,000 to open an interest-bearing savings account for his newborn grandson Tyler. The table shows the expected balance of the account when Tyler is T years old. Consider 5 intervals representing periods of T years during which the account balance B of T changed. Order the intervals from greatest to least, average rate of change. So greatest to least, first of all, is what we need to emphasize, because we're going to be finding the average rate of change for each of these intervals. So this is going to take me a little while in terms of time, but as I flip over to my paper, what can maybe cut it a little bit short for you is just a reminder that average rate of change is the same thing as slope. So their slope formula is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And then what I did is I went to the chart. So the first interval was 6 to 12. So when Tyler's 6, the account's going to have $5,090.78 in it. When Tyler's 12, it's going to have $5,183.21 in it. And we're going to find the slope. And we're going to do the same thing for all of these intervals, and then I had to stop the video for a second, so I lost my train of thought. But what we're doing is we're figuring out the average rate of change for all of these intervals, and then we're going to label, or we're going to put them in order from greatest to least. So not intuitive, we need to just be careful with that. So the first one, again a reminder, here's x1, here's y1, here's x2 and y2. We fill this in, we get 5,183.21 minus 5,090.78 divided by 12 minus 6. And I'm going to grab my calculator to do that. Hopefully the batteries don't run out. I did alpha y equals to get the fraction. 5183.21 minus 5,090.78 divided by 12 minus 6 gives us 15.41. Next interval, again, x1, y1, x2, y2. We get 5,060.34 minus 5,000 divided by 4 minus 0. Again, when I type this into the calculator, I'm going to hit alpha y equals, and you can still use Desmos, it's just a little bit quicker for the video purposes. 5,060.34 minus 5,000 divided by 4 minus 0. We get 15.085, which I'm going to write down 15.09. So the next value here, we've got x1 and y1, x2 and y2, and we're going to fill this in. We've got 5,214.39 minus 5,152.21 divided by 14 minus 10. When we type this into the calculator, alpha y equals, enter for the fraction button, 5214.39 minus 5152.21 divided by 14 minus 10. We get 15.545, so I'm going to write 15.55. Looking at the next intervals, here's x1, here's y1, here's x2, there's y2. 5121.41 minus 5,030.08 divided by 8 minus 2. So we'll type that into the calculator. Alpha y equals, enter, 5121.41 minus 5030.08 divided by 8 minus 2 gives us 15.22. And lastly, here's x1, here's y1, here's x2 and y2. And we're going to fill in the formula. 5,214.39 minus 5,000 divided by 14 minus 0. So we look at the calculator here. Alpha y equals, enter, 5214.39 minus 5,000 divided by 14 minus 0 gives us 15.31. So let's go back to Edmentum now. And actually, before I do, why don't we label them in order from greatest to least? So 15.55 is going to be the first one. Then 15.41 is going to be the second. 15.31 is our third. 15.22 is our fourth, and 15.09 is our fifth. So now that we've got those, again, we'll go back to Edmentum. And so 10 to 14 is going to be our greatest. Order the intervals from greatest to least. And then our second is the 6 to 12. You've got to be able to see them. The third value is the 0 to 14. Our fourth value is the 2 to 8. And our least average rate of change is the 0 to 4.